All right, let's get right into it. If you've been thinking AI is all about chatbots and, writing code, think again. We're going to explore a completely new kind of Cold War. And this one isn't being fought with software. It's being fought with armies of actual, physical, intelligent robots.
And get this, the source material for this whole breakdown sets the date today. We're talking about the very near future here. This isn't some far-off science fiction story. No, this is what's happening pretty much right now.
So the whole battleground has shifted. For years, right, the tech wars were all about software, about data, pixels on a screen. But now, the real competition is over embodied AI. It's about who can build the best replacement for human muscle. We're talking about things like super precise motors, custom-made digital muscles, the whole physical shebang.
And who's leading the charge in this new world? Two absolute giants. But here's the thing, they have completely different ideas about how to build this future workforce. This is way more than just two companies launching a product. It's a clash of philosophies.
Okay, first contender, Tesla's Optimus. And look, Elon Musk has said it himself. The real future value of Tesla isn't going to be its cars. It's going to be its army of these silicon soldiers, as he calls them. And with this latest generation, it is crystal clear this is not some side project anymore. So what's Tesla's secret weapon? Well, it all comes down to one thing, total vertical integration. Just look at this breakdown. They're reusing the same vision system from their cars. The robot literally sees the world like a Model S does. And see this? They're building their own muscles, the custom actuators, completely in-house. And its brain? It's being trained on their own monster of a supercomputer, Dojo. This total control over every single part, from its eyes to its brain to its muscles, gives them a huge advantage when it comes to production and, most importantly, cost.
And that control over everything, it leads to this, a target cost of just $18,000 per robot. I mean, that's less than a cheap new car. This wasn't designed to be some niche, high-tech gadget. It's built for mass deployment. We're talking on a global scale.
And think about what this means for a factory. 20 hours of non-stop work. It can run 2 full human shifts and then some, before it just needs a quick wireless charge. This is a machine built for one thing, relentless industrial-grade work.
And it's not just about stamina, it's about pure raw power. A payload of 80 kilograms. That's about 176 pounds. For perspective, that is way more than what an average human worker is expected to lift. This robot is built to do the heavy lifting, quite literally. But hang on, raw power isn't everything, right? So let's bring in the challenger, Figure. And if Tesla's big advantage is manufacturing muscle, Figure's ace in the hole is its brain. And that brain is powered directly by the intelligence of OpenAI. Yeah, that OpenAI. So the magic behind Figure is something called a Vision Language Action Model, or VLA for short. And this is the key difference, you guys. This isn't about programming a robot to do a task over and over. It's about the robot actually seeing the world, understanding what we're saying in plain English, and then, and this is the crazy part, deciding on the best way to get it done. It's a massive leap forward for robotic intelligence.
And this example just makes it so clear. You don't tell it, pick up the red spherical object at coordinates x, y. No. A person just says, I'm hungry. Give me something to eat. The robot sees an apple on the table, it reasons that an apple is food, and then it acts, gently picking it up and handing it over. It's not really a tool at that point. It's more like a smart coworker.
All right, so there you have it. The industrial powerhouse versus the intelligent mastermind. Let's put them head-to-head and see how this showdown really shapes up. So who wins, Optimus or Figure? Who's stronger? It's the big question, right? But stronger can mean a lot of different things. Are we talking about raw physical strength or the power of a smarter brain? Okay, this table really tells the whole story. Let's walk through it. First, look at payload capacity. Optimus is the clear winner for heavy-duty work. It can lift way more than a human, no contest. But now, move your eyes up to that top row, new task learning speed. A human might take days to learn a new job. Figure, it learns instantly, just from a voice command. And then check out human interaction. Optimus is stuck using an app. Figure, it can have a full-on conversation. It's just a generation ahead in smarts and flexibility.
And this right here, this gets to the very core of how they think. Optimus basically learns by copying. It watches videos of humans doing a task and imitates them. Super effective for the same thing over and over. But Figure learns by reasoning. So if you put a box in its way, it doesn't just freeze up, it understands its main goal and actually tries to figure out another way around. That's a total game changer.
And look, don't for a second think this is just some cool tech demo for the future. This is happening now. The market is already shifting from just testing these things to deploying them on a massive scale. We're talking about huge companies. BMW, Hyundai, Mercedes-Benz, they've already signed deals for thousands of these robots. This new workforce is already arriving.
But there's always another side to the story, right? So let's pull back the shiny marketing curtain and look at the rumored problems and the very, very real risks that come with a revolution like this. So here's a fascinating rumor that keeps popping up from inside Tesla's Gigafactory. It's this weird bug with Optimus. They're calling it algorithmic freezing. Apparently, under certain kinds of light, like with really harsh shadows or maybe sudden flashes, the robot just stops. It freezes up, unable to figure out what it's seeing. A really interesting potential flaw that might come from using a vision system designed for a car, not a factory floor. Okay, let's be real. The advantages are just massive. An operating cost of like $3 an hour, it doesn't take breaks, doesn't need insurance, and it can work in dangerous places 24/7. But the downsides are just as huge. What happens when one of those custom parts breaks? Who fixes it, and for how much? And even bigger than that, let's talk about the giant elephant in the room, the massive economic shock. What happens to the millions of people in factories, warehouses, even in service jobs, when this technology makes their roles obsolete? This is the economic shockwave that's heading our way.
So this all leads us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? In this big race between muscle and mind, who's actually winning? And more importantly, what kind of world is the winner building for all of us?
So, according to the analysis we're drawing from, the verdict for 2026 is actually a split decision. For pure, raw industrial power, scale, and cost, Tesla's Optimus is the hands-down winner. It's going to win the manufacturing war. But for intelligence, for adaptability, for interacting with people, all the things you need in the service industry, Figure 03 is just on another level.
And this quote from analyst Adrian Klepp just perfectly sums up what's at stake here. We are transitioning from an economy based on physiology to one based on computation. This means either the democratization of wealth or an unprecedented class crisis. I mean, wow. We are fundamentally changing what our economy is built on, moving from the limits of our own bodies to the basically limitless potential of computers, and that could lead to unbelievable prosperity for everyone, or the biggest social divide we've ever seen.
So when you think about it, maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe it's not about Tesla versus Figure. The real question is, what happens to our world when a highly capable robot is cheaper than your car? Just let that sink in for a second.
And that brings us right back to that chilling warning. Are we on the brink of this amazing democratization of wealth, or are we engineering an unprecedented class crisis? That's the real question this Silicon Army is forcing every single one of us to answer.